Hey everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Rock Experience with Mike Brunn. On this episode, I'm really excited to welcome back to the show Alan and Pear to talk all about their exciting new Kiss book, The Demons of Rock and the Phantom. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this episode. I know you're going to really love the book as well. Go ahead on my YouTube channel here, check that link below, go ahead and order that book. You guys are going to love it. But don't take my word for it. Let's listen to what Pear and Alan have to say about this exciting, great new Kiss book coming out. Hey everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Rock Experience with Mike Brunn. I'm really excited to have back on the show for the second time this year, Kiss authors' new book, The Demons of Rock and the Phantom. Please welcome back to the show, Alan and Pear. How you guys doing?
Hello.
All good, all good, all good.
Awesome. You know, like I was saying in the intro here, I had you guys on, I think it was the end of February, to talk about the first book you guys did together, The Demons of Rock. Here we are sitting in the middle of August, and you guys are back with Alan. I think it's your eighth book, if I'm not mistaken. I might be losing count at this point, right?
I think it's correct, yeah.
And it's your second book together. There's been, I think, well over 1,000 pages in all your books combined, thousands and thousands of photos that you guys have released now. I gotta just start off by asking, how do you guys find the time to do this? This is a lot of work in such a short period of time. So let's start there. How did you find the time to put out your second book this year?
How do you find the time there?
Yeah, when we started the first book, the main thing was to have fun. And I think we just kept that concept going because, I mean, to be honest about this new book with just Phantom stuff, I'm the Phantom freak and Elaine hates the Phantom. So just presenting this into something that he wanted to work on did take some work, to be honest. But yeah, we did. After a while, he just gave in and saw the whole thing. I mean, you need to watch the movie once and then you love it again, right? It's
I agree.
That good.
Well, no comment on that.
So
it's just that we obviously with the second one we learned from the first one what to do and what not to do, and like Pear said, we both love Kiss, and so you don't count the hours, you don't see the time pass, and also we've been a bit more what should I say, clever about it, and just streamline the process, and yeah, we're very excited to bring it to you. We've worked very hard on this, and it's finally ready.
Well, this conversation is making me think about even just the members of Kiss who have, I feel like, a love-hate relationship with the movie. And if I'm not mistaken, it was like back in February, March this year, I think Paul Stanley posted something on Twitter that's like, I embrace this movie like an ugly child, is what I think he said. So it sounds like, Alan, you are not still, whatever it is, 40 years or 35, whatever it is, years later, you're still not a fan of the movie?
I've never been a fan of the movie, I have to confess. For various reasons. Well, first of all, I first saw it in 1986, I believe, 86, 87. So just out of asylum, exposed. I was 13, 14 years old. I got a really, really bad copy in black and white. 17th generation from the US, decoded from NTSC to PAL. very poor quality, and I'm watching this and I don't understand English, and it goes on, and you see majorettes and you see roller coasters, and I didn't understand anything. Kiss comes in 35 minutes in, flying and shooting lasers. Like, what the hell is this? So no, I never liked the movie. So it was a real challenge to work on it. But we'll explain how I went around and worked on it.
Absolutely. I want to get into that in a minute. So, but Per, when did you first see the movie?
I think it's about the same time, to be honest. It was released on. It wasn't shown on cinema here either.
Oh.
I think the only European or Scandinavian country that didn't show it was Sweden. We only had the VHS. Norway, Finland, and Denmark have posters and press stuff and everything around it, but Sweden was just no way. So there was a small VHS company called Melody Line, who was also Rock Shop or something, that released with their own cover and subtitles in Sweden and all that. But previous this, I'd seen, just like Elaine, I think a buddy's uncle or something got a copy in Japan, to be honest, with 8th generation VHS, black and white, together with HBO Japan special thing. And we've watched it on like a computer monitor back in those days. Wow. The first TV you had, like as a kid, and it was just awesome, to say the least. I mean, the whole thing, you haven't seen it. It's vintage Kiss that you haven't seen for like 8 years or something, and you see it as a kid or a teenager or whatever I was around that time, but still just epic time era of Kiss. And it is the worst best movie ever.
I agree with you 100%.
It's right up there on that list, together with maybe Terror on Elm Street or something, Nightmare on Elm Street. Some of those epic movies that's so bad it's good.
Yeah, I guess of the three of us, I'm the only one. I actually watched it in October of '78 on TV. I was in America, I was in New York, so it was a lot easier for me. And yeah, as an 8-year-old kid, to me, it was fun. It was campy. I never took it too serious, but I guess being 8 years old for me, it was. So when I heard you guys were doing a book on this, I'm like, yeah, all right. Because I remember when the VHS came out in '85, I guess, and I ran and I bought a copy of it, and I was like, oh, finally I could watch this movie again and again. But let's talk the book here for a moment, because Per, it sounds like you were like me. You embraced the movie. Alan's like many other Kiss fans who really never embraced the movie. How did you guys decide? I guess, Per, how did you decide to convince Alan, we've got to do this? Because it sounds like it took a little bit of working on him to get this done.
Well, let me give you a little background before that, because when we started brainstorming the Demons of Rock concept, and that was late last year, we were going to do the first one on promo materials, which we did, which we released, and which we sold out. Thank you very much.
Like every one of your books have sold out.
Yes. So we were brainstorming and decided this first one is going to be promo material on album releases, from Kiss to Creatures of the Night. We really needed to narrow it down. Otherwise, promo would have been a 600-page book, which, as we know, is not feasible.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Moving on. So we were discussing, and we were saying this is going to be promo materials only, records, promo releases. We're not going to do concerts. We're not going to do touring. We're not going to do TV appearances. We're going to do merchandise. And I said, we're definitely not doing a Phantom. To which at that point, Per says, oh no, Phantom, it's going to be a book unto itself. We have so much on Phantom. And I think I followed that with like a 3-second silence, rolling my eyes, saying, yeah, right. A book about Phantom. Never gonna happen. But fast forward a few months, here we are. And Per will tell you why, because it's all his fault and it's all his idea.
Go ahead, Per.
I mean, you don't know how much stuff there is about Phantom if you're not, even if you're not a collector per se, but if you're not you like the movie in like your case, you saw it in the TV back in the 70s, you bought the VHS, and that's about it. And then you know that was a poster, that was this, that was that, but that's way more than that. I remember talking to people just 1-2 years ago when I started to gather the stuff that I had. There's people that I known as collectors for many years that they didn't even know there was a showing of the movie in the US. They only said, oh, that was on TV, and then it came on the VHS. There was no movies. There was nothing. I was like, no. You're dead wrong. I have all the stuff here. And there's press stuff, and there's press releases, there's press kits, there's posters, there's lobby cards, there's loads and loads and loads. And US should be the bigger country, but it's not. There's
Really?
European countries that just destroys them on material. There's huge stuff in Europe when it comes to this, and that's the countries that actually shown the movie in the cinemas. And if you're not into it, you will never see or know what's out there. But if you're stupid like me, in that specific way, you gather all that stuff and you see all that stuff, and then you start piling up and see what's out there and all that, and that becomes a book pretty fast.
That's exactly right, and that's what convinced me to go for it and create this book. Because if you see Phantom as a movie, it's a disaster. But if you see Phantom as a Kiss commercial PR stunt, it's an amazing event. And like Per just described, there is so much stuff from all over the world that a lot of people have not seen, even Kiss fans. I mean, I had an aversion. I was allergic to anything Phantom. When I would see, Japanese magazines, oh, it's Phantom. No, I'm not collecting that. So I had this approach at first, but then when you turn around and you see the Phantom of the Park is not a movie. It's an amazing, incredible PR commercial for Kiss. Mm-hmm. And in that respect, it all makes sense. And that to me was interesting. And that's what motivated me and said, okay, let's do a Phantom book. And here we are.
Well, that's one of the things that jumped out at me instantly when I heard about this book. And Per, honestly, either I forgot or I never knew. I never even realized there was a movie version of it shown in theaters in the US. And here it is. I live in the US. If I knew that, I've long forgotten it, but that's news to me. But one of the things that jumped out at me as soon as I saw your first promo is when you said there'd be over 600 images of different promo items. And I was like, wait a second. I can think of like 5 or 10,
exactly.
600. Never in my wildest dreams that I think there'd be 600 different items.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think we passed 600, right?
Yeah, we're over
Photos.
600.
Yeah,
over 600 images in the book. Yeah,
and that's just the amazing part of it. I think the first book was 1,100 images, and that's like from Kiss to Creatures.
Right.
This is one movie, and this is just like magazines, press stuff, photos, lobby cards, everything gathered from worldwide, from fucking Venezuela to Portugal to Sweden to Norway to US to Canada. It goes all over, and it's all Phantom.
I find that remarkable. How many different countries are represented? Do you know?
How many countries? Just over, I think, 25. Over 25 countries.
Wow. Now, were those countries were they shown in the movie theaters? Was it VHS? Was it a combination of both? Like, obviously in the US, it was mostly VHS, but as I'm learning, it was movie theater also.
So the way we've laid out the book was that we're covering, of course, the Phantom of the Park TV movie. Mm-hmm. Then we are covering the theatrical releases worldwide, then the home video releases worldwide. So you have among those 3 events, so to speak, over 25 countries are featured. Yeah. from Australia to Venezuela.
I love the way that layout sounds, like you broke it up into those different components. That to me sounds like a lot of fun and a great read. And I'm assuming you guys also cover, correct me if I'm wrong here, you guys are the experts. There was a laser disc, I think, that came out in the early 90s, like 91 as well. Is that correct?
There is in yes, it's featured. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So these items,
all the media,
anything
anything.
we could think of that was related to Phantom, we gathered and put together. Yeah,
that's me. Now, these items that are pictured in the book, Per, it sounds like you're a big collector. We know that. Did you have to reach out to other fans to help submit things, and were there things that you learned along the way while pulling this all together?
When we did the promo book, Alain was in Europe visiting family, and he found one thing that we both never seen on a whim, going out in the city just for coffee and looking for records, and he finds an amazing piece. This time here, we are basically done with all the pictures. All the stuff is gathered, photo, scanned, cropped, put into place. And I'm doing a late night scroll in Sweden on a Facebook group, and I find a VHS tape from Greece that I never seen. Never, ever. And this is like 2 weeks prior done deal with this. And that just says how much stuff there actually out there. And I'm a freak when it comes to this. So everything that I could get my hands on, I will get my hands on. But like you said, you always need friends to gather lost bits and pieces. And good old friend in Holland made a huge effort to gather photos of stuff that I didn't have and we couldn't get elsewhere. And he put a lot of work into it. Another hero in the UK helped us with information and stuff like this. And it's just beyond grateful for the friends and family gathering info and just putting into this book. It's unreal, to be honest. All the people in the credit list in this book is basically friends, and it's just amazing, to be honest.
That is awesome. Now, and again, you guys are the experts, but in my mind, the first promo piece for this film was when they did the press conference in May of '78. Was there anything before that? Am I wrong in saying that? And without giving away all the details of the book, but was there any promo before May of '78 for the book? For the movie, rather?
I don't think so. Not for. I think the first ad is in a TV a week prior showing, and there is a press stuff for the TV stuff, I guess. But that's just in-house letters from Hanna-Barbera to Kiss office. But as for press release, I think that press conference is the first one, and it took me many years to just figure out where all those photos with there's a gray bluish tent something they're in, right? And I was like, I've seen that image before, and then while you get older and you get more into it, it's just it's the same shoot. And it's been there all the way since 1977, 78 in magazines, and you've seen the images over and over again. But it was never mentioned, at least on my side, that it was the press conference for the movie. I learned that way later. Yeah, but I think that's like the first thing for the movie. I think.
And that's one of the things, as you were talking about how your previous book had 1,200 photos that covered basically a decade. This one has the 600 plus photos covering one event. And like you're saying, the PR of this basically started right around the time of the movie. So it's like, I'm going to be amazed reading through this book and seeing basically the global PR onslaught that happened with this, because in my mind, there was the US release. We know the Italy release, there was a different edit of the movie. And really in my mind, like, I know that that's not it, but those are the two big ones. And it's really fascinating to me to hear that there's a Greece VHS that came out. Do you know when that came out?
It's in the book.
Okay, fair. I like that answer,
No.
actually.
Yeah, you won't believe your eyes that we literally have a file of 140 pages proving to you that this movie was a fantastic PR event.
Mhm.
Forget about the quality of the movie. It's
Right.
not even a discussion about that. But in terms of the appeal and the promo, it's just incredible.
Here we
This
go.
is the first ad
Very
that
cool.
came in any of the US papers.
Looks
And I
cool.
think Detroit had the coolest
Oh,
TV
wow.
of all.
I
And
never saw
there's,
that one.
I think,
Nice.
8 TV
7 or 8,
magazines, maybe, ish. And the fun thing is, I know that Mike has been collecting Kiss like since forever.
Yeah.
And when you see a US collector seeing US material that you never seen, that says a lot. And these are just
Awesome.
Aussie stickers, Italian stickers, Japan flyers.
Always good stuff from Japan.
Always superior.
Nice.
US press, Holland ads, and
Amazing.
I think
and more.
Japan posters.
So you just showed only, I'll say, about 10 or 12 items, and already I'm like, holy crap. Oh my God, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
There's still another 590 to
90
600 plus
in
to
there.
go. So now I'm like, damn, I even more can't wait for the book. Yeah, but so let me ask you this. As you guys went through this, was there a favorite promo or ad that when you guys saw it, you're like, hey, that, because I love the movie is very campy, like we said, and I get it. And one of the ads I always loved is, I think it was TV Guide 78, little thing, and it's got a picture of the different band members' heads, and on top of Ace Frehley's got a beer can on top of his head. And it just always struck me as very bizarre. Like, why is there a beer can on top of Ace Frehley's head? But it's also a little appropriate, I guess.
If
but
it's in a TV mag, it's in there. It
yeah, I'm
should
sure
be.
there is. I'm sure there is. But did you guys have a favorite as you went through this? Like, hey, oh my God, this promo, this ad was my favorite that I saw. Again, without giving away too much details here.
Well,
I have a Elaine first.
Okay. Well, my favorite is not so much the ad of the promo stuff, but it's the reviews by some journalists that are absolutely hysterical. I'm not gonna give it away, but some of them are really, well, tearing it apart. Obviously, in one of the most creative and funny way. So I laughed out loud on quite a few reading because it echoes exactly how I felt. This is the epitome of cheapo movie. They wrote the script in 10 minutes, and these kind of things that really well criticizing the band. But like Gene says, any publicity is good publicity.
Sure.
Exactly.
And what about you, Per? Any favorites as you went through this?
There is I think it's called TV. I forgot. TV World, I think it's called. It's like a comic. It looks like the poster in one of the Marvel comics, kind of thing. It's a purple cover, and there is 3 different ones. And I'm as said before, I'm a huge fan of Kiss covers of magazines, and I've been hunting these 3 magazines for close to 10 years, and I bought the last one last year. So all 3 are in this book after many years of searching, but now we have them. So they are in there together with all the other ones.
Awesome.
That might be favorite.
You mentioned covers, so I want to ask this. I love the cover of this book and the photos that you guys released of it. So who put that together? Was it one of you guys? Did you have somebody else help you? Who put together the cover of this book?
That was, again, Per's idea. Go ahead, Per. Explain.
I started talking to to myself, I was just going to say, but I talked to
As
Frank.
you
As you do, yeah. Aquilina in Australia, our favorite tattoo guy, and he made some awesome drawings and stuff during the COVID times and stuff like that. And he's also kind of a fan of the movie, but he hadn't seen it for a long time. And I said, I was thinking about doing a book, because he helped us on one of the promo items in the previous book that I have, that's sadly destroyed by spray cans and stuff. So he fixed it on Photoshop, what it would have looked like back in 1976. And so I mentioned to him back then, and I said, I'm thinking about a Phantom book, just promo stuff. And he was like, that's awesome. You know, there's so much. We have this and this here. And I was like, there's heaps of stuff. But I'm thinking maybe you want to do the cover. And he was like, I always want to do something about the Phantom. And I think that was the idea. And then we just worked through. Both me and Elaine is very picky, and Frank is very busy guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope he still likes us. And it's been a struggle, you know, between him doing work, time difference between all the three countries, and trying to put together a cover fast enough that everybody wants and everybody's happy with. And yeah, it turned out amazing, in my opinion.
Agreed. To me, it really
Super
captures
happy.
the essence of the movie, and it feels like Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park to me when I see that cover.
Yeah, it has
Right.
all the goodies.
Yeah.
And it's a new thing. It's not the used old item. It's brand new.
Yeah. Now, this book, if I'm not mistaken, it's 100% done at this point. Am I correct in saying that?
It is.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh,
It's
I
done.
was saying the book is 100% done now at this point, right? And
Yes,
So
yes.
is it at printing? What's the status of the book itself right now?
We are letting it cool down after, you know, if you work a lot on something, you don't have the distance to look at it in a critical way. So right now it's left for cooling down. In a couple of days, I'll look it once again for the last time, and then it's sent to the printers.
And when would fans expect that it would start to ship?
We will start shipping the first week of September.
Okay, excellent. And then usually once that happens, I know at least in my case, once shipping starts, it's usually about 2 weeks, 3 weeks until it arrives. Obviously, you're shipping from Japan all over the world. People obviously need to be patient with the post office. Just because you ship it on
Yes.
Monday doesn't mean it arrives Monday night. So give these guys.
Yes, and also, you know, we opened the sale Friday, I believe, 3 days ago, and the response has been overwhelming. And thank you very much to everyone. But please, just because you booked or you ordered on the first day doesn't mean that it will be the first book to be shipped. There are many people that ordered on the first day. So please be patient. It's gonna be there. We're going to start shipping the first week of September. But yes, please give it some time for processing. Thank you.
You know, I purposely at the top of this wanted to mention that this is your 8th book and the two of your second book together, because that's a proven track record, you know. So there's a reason you've been able to do 8 books in what I consider a very short period of time, you know. And I purposely mentioned the number of pages and the number of photos and just the overwhelming amount of content. And that's because you guys have a track record that's very proven and can be trusted. So when people place the orders, this is coming from me now, not from you guys, but this is coming from me. I just ask everybody who orders from these guys, just be a little patient. It's going to be, if you've never ordered one of their books before, 100% well worth it. And if you've ordered it, well, you already know what you're going to get when it comes in the mail. So your work is really, I'm going to say, for both of you guys, top notch in every way imaginable. So when I see you releasing a new book, I instantly get excited. I'm like, wow, all right, another great one. I can't wait to see it. So there's no doubt this one's going to be great. But Alan, I guess this time you also decided to kind of dip your toe into a new venture also with the Kiss in Japan newsletter. So we should talk about that for a few moments as well.
Sure, that's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah.
I came up with the idea really not maybe 2 3 weeks ago. I I was in Europe for a few Kiss shows, and so I took some photos, and I met a lot of people, and I just had this idea. We back in the '90s, I think we all subscribed to various Kiss fanzines from all over the world, newsletters. I'm just myself. I was maybe a member of like 7 or 8 fanzines, from Australia, from Italy, from Japan, from the US, from Europe. I was getting fanzines all the time, and I loved it. And I just thought, well, maybe I'm not the only one who loves that. So I decided to create a newsletter, sort of as a tribute to the type of stuff that we were getting in the mail back then. And I just created it, and I just, you know, um, simple is best. I called it Kiss in Japan, the newsletter. So that's the title, and that's number one, and it will come out at the same time as the book, and you can, if you're inclined, you can order and get it at the same time of the book. And since it's a blast from the past, I try to keep it as the cost as low as possible. It's $3.99, which is probably an unheard of price at these
I
days.
think I pay more
But
for a
again,
carton of milk than that.
so it's a fun project. I people have asked me if I take subscriptions. No, I do not. This is the first one. I have ideas for more, but that's not the purpose. The purpose was just to create one, see if there is excitement and people are happy about it. And based on the response, I guess I won my bet. People are excited and really want to get that blast from the past once again. Let me also just say, just now I remember that the Phantom book to me was also a challenge, because as soon as we decided we were going to do it, I wanted to do it something quite different from all the previous ones. So you will see in the design and layout a lot more colors, a lot more backgrounds, a lot more different things that I tried compared to the previous books that had a different topic. Also, I worked on a lot of Kiss in Japan stuff, photo book. Then the last one was sort of a catalog, and this one is also more towards like a catalog, like the Demons of Rock promo, but very colorful and a bit more attention to detail and design and background and all that. Let me also say, because people are asking, it is not a photo book about the movie. Right. I know a lot of people have seen the photos, the outtakes on Facebook groups and whatnot. These photos are not in the book. We are not making a photo. We're not making a book about the movie. We're making a book about the promotion of the movie. Why? We think it's more than a movie. It's a Kiss commercial. So there won't be any, people may have questions about what kind of photos are in there. The photos in there are of promotional materials, not about the movie.
And I think, just Per showing some of those examples of stuff. And to me, it's cooler that this is about the promotion, because again, we've seen online a lot of those photos from, some of the outtakes or whatever, but I'm learning stuff, even as we're talking over here, I'm learning stuff about, oh, gee, there was a US movie release. That's interesting. I got to learn about that. And I can't wait to read about it in the book and see a little bit about it as well. And again, I go back to the fact over 600 images, and I'm just like, my mind is blown about that, that for one, what I'm going to call failed movie, that there's that much promotion around it. And as a fan, to me, that's more exciting personally. I know some people might wish that there's some of the photos that you said are not in the book, but for me as a fan, this is far more exciting, because it gives us an opportunity to learn about things that might have been lost in time forever if you guys weren't putting this book out, and people wouldn't realize all these different things that are out there. So it's more exciting to me what you guys have done, just for me personally.
I mean, there's a lot of good photos out there, but I think most of them are used in magazines already by Barry Levine or those. So I'm not sure if there's any other unseen ones. There might be. I'm not sure, but I mean, photos. If you're into photos is more like could be same photo from three fucking angles, and it's the same thing, right?
Sure.
And if you're going to chase down all that material, that's going to be like another of those 600-page books that never going to happen. It's sadly, but true.
So you said before at the start of this that when you were doing your first Demons of Rock book, you instantly realized that, well, there's enough material here to do just a Phantom book. If the answer to this is yes, without revealing it, do you have material for a third Demons of Rock book, maybe around another topic, or what are you guys thinking?
Oh, I think we have materials for 6 Demons of Rock books.
All right. I love it. I love that. That's great.
There's a lot of ideas. There is, and I think we even mention it in this one because, I mean, I have some of those topics that you want to cover. That's close to heart in my world, and some may be already done, but not good, in my opinion. And it's basically it's basically what people like. I'm not sure if it's going to be liked, but I mean, you see, if I can sway Alain to do a book about the Phantom, a movie that he actually disliked a lot, it's and you see, I read numerous amounts of comments about, I waited for a book on this, good work, guys, blah blah blah, all this. And I mean, if you're a Kiss fan, you should like this movie either way, because it's Kiss at like the peak of Kiss, in my opinion. And there's no ugly thing about this movie, even if Paul Stanley thinks it. But no, there's nothing except that it's extremely bad. But yeah.
If you don't like the movie, you will love this book. If you like the movie, you'll love the book even more. That's one way of putting it. Because once again, I was not, like I said, I rolled my eyes at a Phantom book. Are you out of your mind? But if it's not about the movie, if it's about the promotion of the movie and all the cool stuff and the posters and the stickers and the lobby cards and the press kits, and you see like, oh my God, they were actually serious about promoting this movie. And not only that, it helped Kiss's career just for exposure. They were all over the place in some countries years before they went to perform shows. So the movie was selling the records. The records helped promote the movie. It was an incredible opportunity, and I don't think anyone realized really or sees or measured the importance of this in some countries. And I think, well, we have 140 pages to prove our case in a way.
And, you know, Alan, that's one of the things that I love, and I didn't notice before we chatted today, is that you don't like the movie. And I think that's an important part as we talk about this book is, if you're a Kiss fan, clearly you don't have to love the movie to enjoy the book. Because, again, this is about the promotion around it. And we all know the promotion machine that Kiss is, right? And you don't have to be a fan of the movie per se to enjoy the book. And that's one of the things I'm taking away from this, is that even when the guys working on the book kind of, I'll use the word despises, it sounds like the movie, yet you could still get so excited and into it.
Yes, that's also the way I approach it, to make, otherwise it would not have been fun. But I said, okay, let's turn things around. And I realized what I was working on it. Okay, I'm not going to talk about the movie, because we all know the script is horrible, the dialogues are horrible, the acting is what it is.
Well, we don't all know that.
Oops. Well, now you do. But it's everything that's around it, and that, again, I don't think even the band members or the management realize how much it was useful in the rest of the world to promote Kiss in a way. So yeah, I've become a fan now of the movie just for the promo aspect of it.
I'll accept that. Now, Per, do you have a favorite version of the movie out of curiosity?
The Swedish one.
Why? What about that?
I'm not sure which one that is, to be honest. And here comes one of those things that's kind of awkward, but it's true. I learned very late that there was two versions of this movie. as one of those guys who actually likes the movie, and I was like, yeah, what do you mean? There's one playing the solo stuff, right, and there's one kind of doing the porn movies music. I had never noticed, and I had to watch it over again. Okay. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. But I like the one doing the solo stuff. I think that's a longer version, right? I
think most Kiss fans agree with you. It's funny. I actually love the cheesy original cut.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Gene's breaking through the stand, and you got this cheesy music playing in the background. That makes no sense at all.
I would say that's almost the best part. The best part of the movie is the cheesy Scooby-Doo music, I would say.
Right.
And those two security guards are unbeatable.
Right, absolutely.
Easy favorite. But then again, like Elaine said, with the movie showing all over the world, I bet there's a lot of people don't know that Canada showed it in the cinemas during the Creature tour. England showed it during the 1983 tour over here in Europe, and 84 and 85.
Wow. And more information in the book.
Yeah.
This just gets me even more excited, because I'm like, holy crap, I didn't realize it was in the theater that many different years, that many different places. This is exciting stuff.
It's a big thing. It's like Elaine said, in promotional aspects, it's huge, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, let's make sure that we tell people where they could order this from, right? Because we're talking about the book, and to me, it sounds amazing and great. Where can they find this book to order?
Okay, now it's time to take my Gene Simmons voice.
Go ahead. Learn from the master, right?
kissonline.com. So it's www.kissontour74-83.com. So it's one word, kissontour74-83.com. You will be able to select different options. You can get one book. You can get a set of 2 books to save on shipping, a set of 3 books to save on shipping. You can get a set of the book plus the newsletter. You can get the newsletter standalone by itself if you wish as well. So you have different options to select that you can have your phantom fix starting in September.
That's awesome. And Alan, I know in previous books that come out, obviously the last couple of years we've had to all deal with the pandemic. What's the post office situation like in Japan these days?
It's gotten better. Several countries are back on the list for shipping. A couple are still not available, but I'm getting messages from people, and I deal with that directly, mostly in Europe. US, the shipping is not ideal. There used to be a cheaper rate, but that unfortunately since April 2020 has not restarted. So I'm still shipping as a letter registered airmail, which is still reasonable. But Australia is back on the list as well. Italy is back. So yeah, it's getting better. Just a couple of countries here and there that are an issue. Brazil, of course, still no go.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the newsletter, they could also get it on the same website?
Yes, it's available as like I said, as a set with the book, or separately if you just want the newsletter by who knows, why not?
Mm-hmm. And as you were talking about the newsletter and fanzines before, again, being a fan back in the 80s, like you said, that was the way we got our news back in the 80s. So it's a great little throwback piece. And I even remember, I hope I get this right off the top of my head, I believe it was the Hot in the Shade album, where Kiss in the liner notes thanked all the different fanzines, right? Because that's how big this was. So when I
That's
heard you were
right.
doing this, I'm like, yeah, it's a great little throwback. And I remember that line in those, listen to all of those different fanzines. I'm like, oh, it's really cool little throwback thing, which honestly I thought we'd never see again. So I love that you're doing that, and especially at the price. People were ordering throw in one, throw in two if you want. So pick that up as well.
Yeah,
We
and
still
also,
have that one in.
they also included all the names in the history book. There were 2
That's
pages,
right.
a spread of
That's
2
right,
pages,
yes.
columns and of names of Kiss fans in world. And of course, they released a book not too long ago, about like 10 years
All the
ago,
different
the Kiss
fanzines, yeah.
fanzine. Yeah, but that maybe could use
Maybe
a facelift, maybe.
facelift, a couple of
Good.
facelifts.
Perhaps that's
Well,
another
I was
book in
going to
the
say
future. Go
in
ahead.
between, Mike.
Yeah.
We still have a fanzine here in Sweden.
Do
Who
you
is
really?
yeah.
Yes,
It's,
yes.
sadly, it's not in English, and I know I told the guys to do this many times. I have no idea why, but I usually say Japan is superior because they still have one going as well.
That's right.
Who's coming out? Yeah, whenever there's something to write about, and there's one guy still going for that one. But the Sweden one it's the real deal. It's actually like a magazine. So magazine
Yes.
friends, for me, ask about this magazine all the time, and it's 100% pure niceness, in my opinion. And as many don't know, Alain already done a fanzine back in the 90s that I have, that he doesn't still maybe have,
Really?
but I have it still. And I done.
I could
few
not
years
believe
back.
when he showed me. He sent me a picture. Said, remember that? Oh my God. I don't think, well, maybe in Belgium, I may have a copy or two somewhere hidden in
That's definitely
but,
something for a
yeah.
book.
Yeah.
It is.
I hope at least this
Fanzines
time
is,
around you're keeping copies of your books for yourself.
Yeah, I've
keeping
learned my
copies.
lesson. Yes.
Okay. Very good. Well, the new book is The Demons of Rock and the Phantom. Is there anything else you guys want the Kiss fans out there to know about the book? Obviously, I'm telling them all to go order it because every one of your books have sold out beforehand. Do not snooze on this. If you snooze, you're going to lose because it's going to sell out.
Yes. I if I can say, we've opened the website 3 days ago and we've sold about already 50%.
Amazing.
So yeah, of course, the first days are the fastest and the biggest. But yeah, it's going very well. Very pleased with the response. Overwhelmed. So thank you very much. Let me also just confirm with everyone, the newsletter. It's not a newsletter. Is not a fanzine. A newsletter is not a magazine. Don't expect 50, 60 pages.
Right.
This is not the purpose. This is not the concept of a newsletter. So just clarify that.
Yeah.
Bringing back the fanzines to 2022. I like the concept.
Love it. Now, do you think, Per, that we'll ever be able to convince Alan that this movie was good beyond just the publicity?
I highly doubt that. I know for a fact he actually seen it a couple of times during the process of making this book, just to get in the mood, just to refresh memory about stuff, and
being a professional. That's all. I didn't enjoy it one bit.
No, that breaks my heart.
No, that's not true. That's not. There are some funny moments.
You had to at least enjoy the live performance of "I Stole Your Love," right?
Oh, that's again the highlight for any Kiss fan is obviously the live show that's out there, but it's surrounded with so much nonsense, and again, I had just a bad experience. I didn't even understand English when I first saw it, so I had no idea what was going on in that 17th generation black and white VHS disaster. So I've been scarred for life about this movie. That's why.
Well, since you put out so many great books, I'm going to give you this one, okay? I'll let you have that. But one more time, Alan, let's let the people know where to order the book. One more time.
Yes, you go to www.kissontour74-83.com in one word, kissontour74-83.com. That's, of course, the name of the previous books. I kept the websites for just for the sake of simplicity, of convenience. You go there, you have several options. You can buy the book, you can buy a set of 2 or 3 to save on shipping. You can buy it combined with the newsletter. It will calculate all the shipping. It will convert the Japanese yen to your currency. You can check and confirm before you send the money, so don't worry. It's not a scam. Take your time, analyze, look, and hopefully you will get the Phantom book in your mailbox around September, October.
You know what? Here in America, to me, September is always a depressing month. The summer is over. We're closing the pools. You know, it's getting ready for the winter. This year, September is going to be an exciting. And September's always been a Kiss month, right? Lots of new albums have come out. And this year, 2022,
It's true.
we've got an exciting new book coming out. So again, fans, don't delay. Don't sleep on this. You're going to regret it. If it's half as good as your other 7 books that were before this, it's going to be incredible. So I look forward to it. I really do.
Thank you.
Yes. Anything else either one of you guys want to mention before we wrap up here?
Not sure. October, November is a very good part of the year to make a book. So
Ooh.
let's see if number 3 pops up somewhere around there. Maybe.
All righty.
And by the way, the sooner we sell out this one, the sooner we can start the next one. So
there you go. All righty.
Just throwing that out there.
There you have it. To all the fans out there, go buy the book. I'll vouch for it. I know it's going to be great, just like your other ones were. And I look forward to getting it in the next month or so. And guys, thank you so much for joining again. Like I said, second time this year. It sounds like there could be a third coming up sooner rather than later. So I'm excited now. So thank you both for joining.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching. Go order that book right now. And I'll put the link in YouTube right below to make your lives nice and easy. Go buy that book right now. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Alrighty. There you have it. I'd like to thank both Alan and Per for joining me once again to talk all about their newest book that's set to come out, The Demons of Rock and the Phantom. I know, based on the information we heard in this episode, this is going to be another great book by the two of them. You guys are definitely not going to want to wait and delay ordering this one, because as you heard, these books always sell out, and this one I'm sure will be no exception. I'm also excited about the opportunity to maybe have them on again in the near future, as it sounds like there might be a Volume 3 in the works already. I look forward to hearing all about that. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button below. If you're listening to one of my podcasts, subscribe over there as well. Also, head on over to Facebook and follow my page, The Rock Experience with Mike Brunn, where each and every day we talk about all the rock and roll music that you love. You could also follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. That's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you all next time.